a bunch of monkeys at a warehouse started dying.
Hazelton Laboratories, Reston, Virginia, one of the largest animal testing companies in the country. A shipment of 100 long-tailed macaques came in from the Philippines. 2 were dead on arrival. The illness quickly spread to dozens of monkeys. Desperate for a diagnosis, the company sent samples to a high-security lab run by the military. The U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases, or USAMRIID. Lieutenant Colonel Nancy Jacks examined the tissues.
What we found then was really pretty alarming. I was seeing a section of liver. I saw all these very large cells, which are called macrophages, and they were full of material, which is very typical in a filovirus infection.
A filovirus, a tiny spaghetti-like strand that replicates at lightning speed and causes devastating diseases. Dr. Jacks was very familiar with them. She worked behind layers of bomb-resistant walls where the Army stored an archive of frozen killers. Marburg, Ebola Sudan, and the most lethal of all, Ebola Zaire. Dr. Jacks used her stash of filoviruses to compare to the monkey sample, and to her surprise, the one that matched was the virus that struck Zaire in 1976.
We're thinking, well, that's not possible. We need to check it again. And they checked it 3 times, and every time there was no mix-up. It was showing positive for Ebola Zaire.
I think Nancy came to my office and said,
I did come to his office.
"You're not going to believe what just happened. You know, it looks like we've got Ebola virus in these monkeys in Virginia." There was a lot of confusion and going, "Oh, wow, this is really crazy. What are we going to do?"
We immediately had to kick into high gear.
Yeah.
The Army formed the battle plan. First order, euthanize the monkeys to prevent an
الخطية
epidemic.
على أقل مساعدة.
Nancy's husband, Colonel Jerry Jacks, led the team.
Nobody likes killing monkeys, but we were in an emergency situation. It was something that we had to do to make sure that we didn't have a significant outbreak within the human population.
After Jerry's team completed his grueling mission, Nancy's team thoroughly examined the tissues. On a cellular level, the virus looked almost identical to Ebola Zaire, yet it wasn't behaving like it.
Never been reported in non-human primates before. No humans had gotten sick yet. We're all going, well, what's really happening? It's clearly Ebola, but we don't know. Is it a new strain? Your brain goes into diagnostic brain lock because the pieces, as you know them, the puzzle is just not fitting together.
Then, one more puzzle piece. 4 animal handlers tested positive for Ebola, but amazingly, none of them got sick. Scientists confirmed this was a new strain and named it Ebola Reston.
We all have viruses within us that are either good for us, some are bad for us, and some don't have any effect at all. The Reston virus didn't do anything to humans.
The Army knew they dodged a bullet and immediately got to work on preempting the next outbreak by gaming out the worst-case scenarios.
The question, of course, is are you going to get a mutation that then makes it more airborne or makes it more contagious?
What we did in a contained building was pretty dramatic, but imagine if it was a city.
The nightmare scenario for global public health officials is something that combines the transmissibility of something like the Spanish flu, which infected probably about 1 billion people a century